Thanks for tuning in to our first show, Do What You Love, Love What You Do, on our YouTube channel, on iTunes. Guys, I'm just so excited to be here and what we have for you guys, Dreamchaser Academy. And myself, Jacob Crane, we just are excited to be able to have this opportunity to spend time with you on a weekly basis and bring some guests on the show. Shout out to DJ D-Ron for the introduction beat. He is the first sponsor of our show. We got a few other sponsors as well. Adrian Howard, State Farm, out of Dallas-Fort Worth area. And then we have Derey Alston, as well, out of Dallas-Fort Worth area, the Austin Collaborative Show. Guys, we got people listening all over, from Florida to Gifted Legacy of Lauren Wilder out there in Florida, to North Carolina, to all my colleagues in North Carolina and Virginia, Texas, Oklahoma. So we got a broad range of audience listening all over. It's real thankful for the support. And I know if it weren't for you guys pushing me, I wouldn't be here to this point. So I want to do this podcast for the main reason is so I can reach more people. I'm extremely blessed to be able to live my life on purpose, for a purpose, and which is to impact lives. So I developed a program up under my company called Dreamchaser Academy, and to inspire and motivate others to go after what they want in life, and to empower them to use their gifts and talents to serve others. And, you know, my show will be unorthodox, you know, but my goal is to produce content at least once a week. Some weeks we might have extra shows, and I have a series of shows with special guests. And the shows will be on the YouTube channel as well as iTunes and Spreaker. We're working on getting them on Spreaker too. So currently I am a teacher, and I love to be around youth and kids. I've taught high school, elementary, and middle school. So I've taught all K through 12, everybody. I just love waking up, having the opportunity to change lives and impact people. Hence the name of my show, Do What You Love and Love What You Do. So my love for youth started at an early age. You know, I would always help out with the children and children's church growing up when I was older, and go to the nursery and help with the babies and play with the little ones. Then I started coaching rec ball with my boys, DJ D-Ron and Coach Alexander. And we were just 18 at the time, and we were coaching some high school boys at a rec center. And we had a pretty good season. I know the rec championship we lost by like 2 points. I'm never going to forget that. They only allowed 2 coaches on the bench. Justin elected to be in the bleachers, and we blew a 10-point lead with under 2 minutes left. And afterwards, you know, we reflected. Coach told me I should just held the ball, and we were staying aggressive, and we didn't pull it out. But that really started our coaching career and our love for coaching. And we qualified for nationals with a team one year, took them to Wichita State. And this trip was an exciting experience for some high school boys, and their parents entrusted us. We were only about 20, 21 at the time. And to this day, I can't believe that trip happened. We raised money to do it. And we took my Explorer, and we piled up. We had a couple of parents go with us. And we ended up losing to the team that won the championship, but that was a great experience for the boys to be on a Division I campus, for me to coach on the Division I floor at that age. And that was a life-changing experience for me and the boys. And so my love for coaching continued, and I still coach to this day. I coach girls and boys, coach track as well. And I reflect back I will reflect later on a future podcast of how my coaching experience has helped me mold me into who I am today. And so I've been able to coach AAU ball, coach for a national team with Team Felton, and be up under that organization. And so I'm forever grateful for those parents who entrusted me with their sons. And a big part of this show, what we'll talk about, is entrepreneurship and financial literacy and leadership and personal development. When I talk about personal development, guys, I really want to I brought some books. Let's see this kind of books I read for personal development. The 10 distinctions between millionaires and middle class. Personal development means I'm writing my goals down, every day. You see, I mean, my journal's full of my goals that I write down So I'm not just shooting from the hip, guys. This is stuff that I actually do. Another personal development book I read. I just read Who Moved My Cheese. What else I got for you guys? Right here, my man Damon John, Power of Broke. And here's a good one. The Richest Man in Babylon. These are all must reads, guys. Then right here, if anybody heard of this guy named Napoleon Hill, this guy, Dr. Dennis Crimbo, worked in his foundation. He actually did a version of Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, and this is called The Wealth Choice, The Secret Success of Black Millionaires. So this is a good book, so I definitely could relate to this, and thankful for those books. I have many other books that we'll talk about, so we'll definitely do some book reviews as well. And so, you know, I grew up in a working home, and where I see my father and my mom work, and I watched them make sacrifices for me to experience things. Like I traveled Europe when I was 14 years old, and when I was in high school, I got to go to a college prep school, and I played basketball there, and I was able to play on the team with like 4 Division I players. Shout out to Fort Worth Country Day. And my parents sacrificed a lot, man. They took out a loan for me to go to Hampton University, a Parent Plus loan. And that basically taught me the attitude to do what it takes to get things done and don't make excuses. And so I learned that from them. So I had a job since the age of 14. My first job was at KFC. In a few months, I had my own register. You know, I was running the front by myself, and it led to me other jobs, of course, McDonald's and pizza. And I worked at Pizza while I was in college too. And I also was a busboy at a restaurant, busting down tables, getting tips, trying to hustle, get tips. But when I was young, I never understood how money works. I just knew you punched the clock. For the more hours worked, the more money you got paid. And I didn't understand, what it meant to have a salary job. And that meant no matter how many hours you work, you know, you're going to still get paid the same. And so I did understand the side hustle, though. I did understand what that meant. And so when throwback jerseys were out, I had a good friend of mine who was in the military. He would bring them back home. He'd give them to me for a price, and I'd sell them out the back of my car, and we would get rid of them. My boy worked at Foot Locker, and we did the same thing with shoes and jerseys. And so we were able to, develop that hustle mentality there. And I also went in partnership with my dad, and I had a pit bull that I paid a good amount for, and we breeded her, and we sold puppies. So I've always had a hustler's mentality, a business mentality. I got a big cousin, John, who worked for Prime America. So he was killing the game, of course, and so I wanted in. And anybody not familiar with Prime America, it is an insurance. It's in the insurance industry. It's in the network marketing industry. And, I just wanted to make money like my big cousin. And so I was young, but I couldn't pass the test, so had to pass on that opportunity. And if I look back at it, I probably would have studied more and passed it. But I couldn't see the big picture, and all I seen was money. And to this day, I wish I'd have been educated more about the opportunities and how money works. But I was introduced to network marketing by a few people later on again, and I would try Noni Juice, Frutavita. What else did I try? I was in prepaid legal, and I was successful in prepaid legal, which is a great opportunity. It's called Legal Shield now. So I did that, and currently I am part of a network marketing company. I just see the opportunity in network marketing to be around like-minded individuals, the opportunity to have your own business, and it's really up to you to make that work. So it's funny when people say, it didn't work out, and I asked them, how many trainings did you go to? How many seminars or webinars did you attend? How many people did you present the opportunity to? And so, I didn't have time. So I always come back to you controlling your own destination. And so the only thing that made sense to me when I was hustling was to buy low and sell high. So I understood that. And so I also got in the real estate game. I bought my first duplex when I was 21 in Newport News on Chestnut Avenue. So it wasn't too far from the shipyards. And so, I learned from that. Me and my boy stayed at the bottom and rented the top out, and I learned a good deal of information on that. And I'm very transparent. I lost that house. I got caught in the arm rate, and due to the market collapsing, the arm, the payments went skyrocketed up to about 8-9%, where I couldn't afford to make those payments even on rent in that area. I couldn't charge me so much, so I did that. And I have another podcast on that whole learning experience as well. And so I dabbled a little bit of everything, and I use everything as a learning experience. And I can say a lot of things changed my life. Like one experience, I believe it was my junior year. I sold timeshares for this company called Westgate. Made some good money with some buddies of mine, but it was stressful, but it was rewarding. Sales is so pressure filled, but it's rewarding at the end because you control your own destiny. And so I met this guy named Eric Griffin, who introduced me to this guy named Russell Peden. At the time, he was in his mid-30s, had a nice house, had a wife, kids, just everything, living the American dream. And so I went over there, and I met them, and they were my mentors. And they played a game called Cash Flow by Robert Kiyosaki. And that day, that game really changed my life. It's like Monopoly times 10. And so let's fast forward to that. And I got 2 degrees, and I started listening to people say, "Oh man, you're doing good. You got 2 degrees. You started your teaching career and things like that, coaching." But I always felt I could do more. And then I reflected back on that game, and it was talked about leveraging my income and acquiring assets. So 2015, I said, the time is now. Enough is enough. I got married. I got married in 2013. And so I deserve to live the life that I want to live. I believe everybody deserves to live the life that they desire and the life they want to live. And so I wouldn't say, I'm not selling for anything less moving forward for my wife, my son. We're going to make the sacrifices. We're going to put in the work. We're going to grind it out. We're going to do what it takes to leave a legacy for the family. And in doing that, those are temporary sacrifices that we're going to have to make. And I think some people, honestly, they're not willing to make those sacrifices for a temporary loss for a lifetime gain. And so, we'll also talk about health on this show as well. I just want to give y'all an introduction. I don't want to go too deep with y'all and give y'all everything on the first one. But we will talk about health. We'll talk about finances. Yes, I made money. I blew money. I know what that feels like. Like I said, I was in my career with a roommate. He had just got a house, and it would be nothing for us to spend $300-$400, weekends back to back and blow that money and not do what we know now with it. And so I learned from those experiences. I'm gonna share with you what I learned from that. And we'll definitely talk about spiritual growth and the foundation that I have, and that I believe people should have a foundation, and they should have a spiritual relationship and spiritual growth, and believe in that ultimate power source. And the foundation of my life, I believe, is Jesus Christ and my Lord and Savior. So you'll definitely hear me talk about my faith, and not so much religion, but my faith in God and my spiritual relationship with God, and how that's growing and continues to grow, and also how I have mentors for that part of my life as well. So definitely I want you to join me on this journey. Do what you love what you do. You can help by sharing this podcast, staying engaged by posting comments on the website, Facebook page, subscribe to our iTunes, responding to emails. I will be here with you. Like I said, this is me asking you to be on this journey with me. And, you'll see our growth, and you'll just see us move up the ladder of success, and we'll go after it together. And I want to be able to share with you quality content that can help you. I read a lot. My goal is to read 10 pages a day when I wake up in the morning, and sometimes more, but I continue to feed my mind. I continue to read. I continue to stay in the Bible, the #1 selling book in the world, which all the other books came from. Basically, anything that you read, we can find it in the Bible. So we'll do that as well. We'll talk about some book reviews. So join the email list right now by visiting the site. You can follow us on the social media platforms. We do have sponsorships available for our shows. Our audience reach well into the South and the East Coast. You can sponsor the whole show. You can sponsor slots in the show. For example, this show is sponsored again by Adrian Howard, State Farm out of Dallas-Fort Worth, Financial Literacy, Derey Alston, the Alston Collaborative. They are our major sponsors for this podcast, and you will definitely get to meet them during our podcast and doing something different. As you can see, we're video this, so it'll be a face. So I want you to see. I want you to see my emotions. I want you to see my face. I want you to see my smile. Sometimes I would try to get a haircut before the show. I got a clean face right now, but my beard grows back so fast. So sometimes you might see me with a beard. Show all of our sponsors love during our show, and I definitely post their links to the YouTube channel on our iTunes page and follow them on social media. Our first guest on the show will be none other than my father, Pastor Jack A. Crane, a.k.a. Pops, a.k.a. the original hip-hop preacher. I know E.T. goes by that name, but Dad is he's known as the gangster preacher, the OG, up there, down there on Miller Avenue, True Vine Missionary Baptist Church. We'll be producing a show called The Father and Son Show, which is going to be great. We're going to be doing a series of about 5 to 6 shows, and we're just going to share with you our relationship, because our relationship is unique, and that my dad was a disciplinarian, real hard on me, and our relationship just matured over the years to now we have a business relationship. We just started our own company, JAC Investments, where we're looking to invest in a few things. And so I'm excited to share information about that with you guys too. So that's it. Next week, next Monday, we'll try to have a podcast out every Monday. Like I said, it may be 2 or 3 during the week. And looking forward to growing with you guys. Again, visit our website, dreamchaseracademy.net. I'll put a link somewhere up here. I'll put a link somewhere up there. You can click on that to go look at it. And down below this video, you can see the links down there as well. And again, man, I'm just so excited. As you can tell, I can't stop smiling. My juices are flowing. I'm looking to just build with you guys and continue to grow. And that's my whole goal, is to be around and surround myself with like-minded people. Like I said, pass this podcast along. This is your boy, Jacob Crane, Dreamchaser Academy. And do what you love what you do. Our first episode, we are finished. And we talk to you next week. We out.